All right, aspirants, welcome. So Prime Minister Modi recently gave a huge address at the Global Fintech Fest, laying out this massive vision for India's digital revolution. But what does it all mean for you and your exams? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're breaking it all down into a high-yield study module just for you.
So let's dive right in with the big question that really frames everything we need to cover. How is India using its digital public infrastructure to not only achieve technological inclusion at home, but also to become a global leader? Keep this question in the back of your mind, because it's the key to mastering the concepts from this address.
Okay, so our first theme covers this foundational concept of making technology a tool for everyone, for equality. This is a really key governance model you'll want to understand.
Now, this is a crucial keyword you need to jot down. Democratization of technology. It basically marks this huge shift, right? We're moving away from the old problem of the technological divide, the haves and have-nots, to a whole new era of technological inclusion. It's not just about giving people access, it's about empowerment.
So you might be asking, how did this actually happen? Well, it all rests on something called the JAM Trinity, and this is a super easy mnemonic to remember for your exams. J for John Donne, which brought financial inclusion through bank accounts. A for Aadhaar, giving everyone a unique digital identity. And M for mobile, the connectivity that ties the whole system together. This simple trio, JAM, is the absolute bedrock of India's digital payment success. It completely changed the game for the banking ecosystem.
And now for some hard data that you absolutely need for your exams. The results of this model, they're just mind-blowing. India's UPI system now facilitates a staggering 20 billion transactions, not a year, but every single month.
And check this out, this really illustrates India's incredible scale. If you look at every 100 real-time digital payments happening anywhere in the world, a full 50 of them, half, are happening right here in India. That's just wow.
Okay, so that's the result, but what's the engine driving it all? Let's move on and see how this all builds up. We're now going to examine the digital backbone itself, the India stack.
You should definitely note this quote. It's a clear signal of the global significance of this digital public infrastructure. When the Prime Minister says the India stack is a beacon of hope for the nations of the global South, he's positioning it as much more than just a domestic project.
This slide lists out the core platforms, the building blocks of the India stack. You've got UPI, Aadhaar-enabled payments, DigiLocker, and so on. You should be familiar with each of these as key parts of India's digital economy.
Now, what's really interesting here is how it shows the evolution of the India stack. It's not just a finished project. Pay close attention to ONDC and OCEN. These are key new jargons, and they represent the next wave of empowerment, specifically targeting small shopkeepers and MSMEs.
So, here's a crucial point. India's model isn't just about domestic success. Not at all. It's now being exported globally. Let's see how.
This is a really critical distinction, especially for analytical questions in your exams. India's approach isn't digital aid, which is like a one-off tech donation. No, it's digital empowerment. The whole idea is to help other nations in the global South build and develop their own sovereign digital systems. It's all about fostering self-reliance.
And a perfect example to cite in your answers is MOSIP. It stands for Modular Open Source Identity Platform. It's a fantastic demonstration of how India is sharing its open source platforms as global public goods. Over 25 countries are already using it.
All right, let's look to the future now. What's the next big thing? It's all about artificial intelligence, and India has a very unique and principled approach to it. This quote right here is a very important branding statement, and it's a potential exam question for sure. For us, AI stands for all-inclusive. It's a fantastic way to define India's human-centric vision for AI. So how is India going to achieve this all-inclusive AI? Through these three key principles. To help you memorize these pillars of the India AI mission, just use the mnemonic EPR, equitable access, population-scale skilling, and responsible deployment. And to link it back to the theme, just think everyone's progress is real. Simple, right?
Okay, time to consolidate everything. This final section is basically your quick revision guide. It has all the key points you absolutely must remember for your exams. This slide pretty much summarizes all the core concepts and jargons we've covered, from the democratization of technology and the JAM Trinity to ONDC, OCEN, and all-inclusive AI. Make sure you can define each and every one of these bolded terms.
And here you have it, the must-remember data points and facts. These are perfect for adding weight and credibility to your exam answers. We've got the 20 billion UPI transactions, the 50% global share, the 25-plus countries adopting MOSIP, and that EPR mnemonic for AI principles. Don't forget them.
So, what's the big takeaway here? Well, as you prepare for your exams, I want you to think beyond just the facts and figures. Really consider the implications of this digital revolution. And that leaves us with a final thought to ponder. As India exports its model of digital public infrastructure, what new challenges and opportunities are going to pop up for things like global governance and data privacy? That's the real next chapter.